Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sentinels Speaks, a Mag-Brad podcast about Sentinels and what they do at Magnolia. Hello, I'm Alberto Garcia, and I'm here today with
Emily Lee. I'm the vice president of our VSA at Magnolia.
That's pretty interesting. What do you do as a vice president?
As a vice president, I make sure that all of our events at the Vietnamese Student Association are organized, and I help my president in maintaining order within our club. I make sure to talk to all of our fellow officers so we have the best experience for all of our club members.
Oh, it's very fascinating. What is the club's mission or vision, and how do you ensure your vision or the club's mission in general stays aligned with that?
VSA's mission is to spread Vietnamese culture and integrate other people into Vietnamese culture. So basically this means that we want people who are Vietnamese and non-Vietnamese to embrace our culture and learn more about it. And the way that we achieve this is by having and hosting events that celebrate Vietnamese culture. And we encourage as many people as possible to come to these events, come to our meetings, so they can learn more about what makes our culture so amazing.
Okay. What room number is your guys', or do you know where it's located at? Or where you guys hold the meetings?
Our general meetings are held in room 107, which is Cô Mai's room, Miss Mai's room.
So that's in the English department?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. What does a typical meeting look like? And how do you make sure people's voices are heard within your club?
You mean officer meeting or general meeting?
Both. Either or.
In our officer meetings, we make sure that everyone is heard by allowing everyone a chance to speak. Our officer board is actually quite small this year, so everyone always has a turn to speak their piece. They have an opportunity to chip in and contribute their ideas to create what we think would be the best image of our club. In our general meetings, we have our president or whoever's leading the meeting for that week, that month, present a presentation about what VSA is doing, what's going on. And then our club members also participate in these meetings by participating in our raffles, and they talk to each other and commiserate over how our VSA events have gone.
Oh yeah, you guys recently did a event with the, what's it called? The
Lanterns.
Lanterns, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
So what was that event?
That was an event for the Mid-Autumn Festival, or in Vietnamese it would be called Tết Trung Thu. Mm-hmm. And this event celebrates the mid-autumn harvest based on the lunar calendar, which is used in Vietnam. And for this event, we had people create paper lanterns to celebrate the occasion. And we had a big table outside the counseling office so people could come and make lanterns. And as many of you have seen, we hung up these lanterns outside the front office or the front gate, all over that big tree. And hopefully you've seen them at this point.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. It's very cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. What are some of the most successful events the club has hosted, and why do you think they work so well?
Well, currently our Mid-Autumn Festival event is the one that I would call our most successful. But even though this is my first year as VSA's vice president, I haven't been VSA in previous years, and I think that we've had lots of successful events, especially for the ones involving Tet or our Lunar New Year events. Yeah. And these events are very successful because all of our officers are so passionate about our cause, right? And every year, we usually have one or two officers who actually aren't Vietnamese. So they're not born and integrated into this culture as when in their youth. But it's important to have a lot of diversity in our officer board. And I think that brings in a certain level of diversity into our goals, because I think it shows people that VSA is not just for Vietnamese people to bond over Vietnamese things and eat Vietnamese food and have Vietnamese events. It's for everyone, right? And that's the whole point of our club.
Yeah, you guys are very inclusive. I see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How long have you been in VSA for?
Well, this is my first year as vice again, mm-hmm. But last year I was the commissioner, which is a defunct role now, but it's functionally a publicist. Mm-hmm. And in my sophomore year, I was a regular general member. But I saw that this club was achieving something that I really believed in, so I decided to join as an officer.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So 3 years total?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, what friends have you made along or within the club?
Well, coming into this club as vice president, I was kind of unfamiliar with a lot of the board, but our president is my best friend, Brieanna, Dinh, and I've become actually quite close with a lot of our current officers this year, including our publicist and our historian. And I think that they're all brilliant-minded girls. And after I graduate this year, I see that they're going to be amazing in leading VSA.
Shout out to homegirl Brieanna Dinh. What can you share about your advisor?
We have 2 advisors for our club, actually.
Oh, wow.
Which is Miss Bui and Miss Nguyen, or Go Mai and Go Bit, which is what we call them. But primarily, Miss Nguyen is our main advisor and the one that we talk back and forth with the most. But both of these advisors are amazing women. They're very forward thinking. They help us. They help us cover holes that we as students sometimes forget to cover. So when it comes to safety concerns, when it comes to asking admin for permission for things, they always have our back. And they all know that we're trying to do what's best for VSA, but they're just there to help us accomplish this goal in the best way possible.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. That's pretty much it. Hope you have a fantastic day.
Thanks.
Rock on. Hello, we're back, guys, and we are with...
Hi everyone, my name is Brieanna Dinh, and I'm currently a senior at Magnolia High School, and I'm also VSA club president.
Wow, you're the president?
Yes, I am. This is my 3rd year being in VSA, and I'm so excited.
Oh, that's very interesting.
I know, starting this year off right.
Yeah. So the club is called VSA, but what does it stand for? And what does it mean to you?
So VSA essentially stands for Vietnamese Student Association, and as I've said, it's my 3rd year being in the club. It's also my 3rd year being a club officer, but VSA means a lot to me because I'm 100% Vietnamese, and our club is all about interacting with students on campus and encouraging them to learn more about their culture. So we have a lot of events where they learn more about Vietnamese holidays and they can experience eating cultural food that they would have grown up with had they been born in Vietnam. But, they're Vietnamese American. So we try to bring that experience and that culture to them.
Oh, wow. You guys seem very inclusive with bringing members on and sharing traditions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you said that you're president, right, of VSA. So what do you do as a president?
It's my 1st year as president, and I jumped right into this position because normally I feel like how you would become president is you would start off as a member, and then you would go up to treasurer, and then you would move your way up to vice president and then president. But I jumped right from being secretary to president with little to no training. Mm-hmm. And there are a lot of responsibilities for president, but, I think my main responsibilities are I try to keep my board in check. We have weekly officer meetings. We have monthly general meetings. And I'm also, because we have no event planners, my main job is to plan events for Vietnamese holidays.
Do you have any upcoming events?
Yes. So I believe that in January of 2025, we have Tết, which is Lunar New Year. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to try something really different this year. I don't know if we've ever done this before, but I want to hold a Tết social where we're going to have catering, and we're going to have it in a venue that we rent out with around 10 to 15 other schools. And we're going to invite as many students as we can to have it basically to have a big party and celebrate the new year with everyone.
Yeah. Is it just VSA that's going to be there, or other students as well?
We encourage our members to go, but we're all about inclusivity. So you don't have to be Vietnamese to go, but you also don't have to be a VSA member to go. Yeah. If our members want to invite their own friends to come, that's fine. And honestly, as many students, I would like to see as many students come as possible.
Yeah, it sounds like a big event, especially if you're getting a venue too.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. What's the club's mission, or what do you envision the club will be after your term of being president?
I'm really trying just to reach out more and collab with other clubs, but not just other clubs, but other schools as well, so that we can bring the Vietnamese American community of Anaheim and of like Garden Grove and of Orange County together to be one, because I feel like we're all so divided, and that's like what I want to fix.
So you want to connect your VSA group at Magnolia with other schools around the OC?
I think that to bring us closer together, we need to connect to other schools in the area. And that means that I have more to do so that they can connect.
Okay. What do you guys meet at? Like general and officer meeting?
Okay, so we have monthly general meetings, and our general meetings are at lunch in room 107. That's Gomai's classroom, which is one of our advisors. And our weekly officer meetings, I say it's an officer meeting, but it's not. Normally, it's not really an officer meeting. Sometimes it's like a lunch officer bond. I really want to put emphasis on having our board bond with each other. So even if we have nothing to talk about, we still meet and we just talk about our daily lives. So our weekly officer meetings are in 825, which is our other co-advisors room, which is Gobit. And, we meet in there, we eat lunch, we talk about our love lives, we talk about, okay, what are the events coming up, and then everything good.
Wow, you guys bond a lot then in that class.
We sure try to.
Who's in that officer meeting? Who are the people that are in VSA? Like, what roles do they have?
Oh my gosh, I love this question. So, our board, all girls.
Wow.
It's
Team girl?
Yes, team girl. We're all girls. Both of our advisors are women. Gobit and Gomai, they're both women. We love them so much. We love our advisors. And our board is consisted of, I'm pretty sure, 7 girls.
Wow.
So we have me. I'm VSA president. Hi.
Go Bree.
Thank you. And then we have Emily, which is VSA vice president.
That's homegirl.
Then we have Lucy, which is VSA secretary. Gwen Yu, which is our treasurer, Bao, which is our cultural commissioner, Triasia and Catherine, they have dual positions, which are publicist and historian. And then we have our 2 advisors who we very much love.
Oh, it's a pretty decent board.
Thank you.
You guys seem to be doing well as well as a club.
Really hope we're doing well.
What are like some of the most successful events the club has hosted, and why do you think they worked so well for you guys?
Just recently, we had a lantern making event on campus that was from Wednesday to Friday, where we set up and, we had students come out and make paper lanterns, and they wrote their wishes in the lanterns, and we hung them up on the trees. And that was the very first time that we've had an event like that. And it was for Tết Trung Thu, which is the Autumn Moon Festival, which was on September 17th. And I think that it went really well. It was really successful because instead of only limiting it to club members, we tried to engage as many students as we could. And obviously we wouldn't force anyone to do it if they didn't want to, but we tried to rile them in and come make a lantern, get a piece of candy, put it on the tree, and your wish will come true. Engage in Vietnamese culture. And a lot of people came out, and it was kind of surprising. They didn't just do it for the piece of candy. They asked me oh, what is this for? And I was like, oh, this is for Tết Trung Thu. And then I told them the story, and it was fun to see them interact. And we got a lot of new followers on our Instagram account because of that too.
Yeah. Wow.
So.
Oh yeah. I saw you guys maybe 2 weeks. Was it 2 weeks ago? Were you guys talking about?
Yes, it was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. I saw you guys in the morning putting it up on the tree. It's pretty cool though. So when the students were filling it out, did they have to build a lantern as well, or did you guys make it for them?
So we had instructions for them, and then we had pieces of paper. They could choose 2 colors of paper, make their own lantern, and then write their wish. So they were making their own lanterns, and they wrote their own wish. We thought about making lanterns for them, but really thinking deeper about that decision, I think that it would have been boring for them to just write the wish. It would have saved more time. But on my part, I think that making lanterns is the better part of the event. If you didn't make it yourself, then the wish I feel like it wouldn't have as much impact on you.
Yeah, there's a meaning to that too, because you're doing it and you're making the lantern yourself, so you actually want to take part of that.
Exactly. You get it.
Can you talk about like the friendships you made during your time in VSA?
Oh my gosh. I actually learned about VSA my freshman year, but I couldn't join because I was the founder of another club. I was the founder of Chalk Club, and that didn't work out. But I did make friends, and because of the friends that I made freshman year, I actually joined my sophomore year, and then my junior year, and then my senior year, and I made friends I know, it's crazy. I made friends with this one senior in my freshman year named Jimmy. He was VSA president at the time. And then my sophomore year, I made friends with Angelina
Wow.
Lee.
Wow.
And then I joined VSA because I wanted to be closer to her. And then I became VSA ICC rep that year, I think. And then my junior year, I was like, I love VSA so much, I riled Emily into it. And then I became secretary and they became publicist. And I was like, okay, I have to keep the tradition going then. Now I'm going to rile more friends in.
For your senior year?
For my senior year, for my last year, it has to be a big one. And then I told Emily, okay, I'm going to be president. I'm going to run for president. You can run for vice president. Let's do this together.
Wow,
and
teamwork.
I know. And then I told Tammy, she's now a sophomore, and I told her, okay, I'm going to run for president. You should really run for publicist. I think that you'd be really good at it. She did. And then I told Bao to run for cultural commissioner, and she did. And now it's like the entire board this year, all girls, and I'm all friends with them. And I think that the lunch bonds are really helping, but I already had a bond with them. And it's so like enlightening to see them all interact and try to like make these events work out and be successful. And they're all like so excited about what's next for VSA.
Yeah. Wow. So you seem to have a lot of friends within that board and within the club as well.
Yes, I love all those girls. They're like my little babies. I love them so much.
You guys are tight. Okay. What can you share about your advisor? Because I know you said you had two, but like.
Yes, we have two advisors, Gobit and Gomai, or if you don't know them by those names, also Miss Nguyen and Miss Bui. I love them so much. Miss Nguyen, she's very outgoing. I would say she's like very warming, really inviting to talk to. And Miss Bui, Mrs. Bui, I think that she's probably the nicest person that I know. She's so, I want to say that she's inviting, but she's just so bubbly. She has such a bubbly personality, and whenever you talk to her, she's like this ball of sunshine. That's what makes her a good teacher, because she cares about her students, and also she cares about the club members.
Thank you for sharing that. So, your meetings take place near the English department, correct? And
Yes.
then the officer meetings in the cyber building, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Thank you. That is all.
Thank you.